Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Mario Kart 64 All Cup Skips Tournament. Today we have a round 3 matchup between Obiyo and Climatee. Both players 1-1 after their first two matches. Obiyo being a lower seed than Climatee. Climatee getting an incredible 29.05 in his last race, and unfortunately was playing Abney, so still managed to lose. So it should be an interesting match today. Skips always throws up exciting races. I don't think we've had a dull one yet. So I'll get both players counted down and we'll get started. Yes, I was muted. My bad. I've been talking for ages, too. Sorry about that. Got a very loud keyboard, so when I'm counting down, it would have been in the mic a lot. Go over it again. Yeah, Climatee had an insane Luigi Raceway. Obiyo had a clean Luigi Raceway with slower strats, but he's got a pretty good lead. Yeah, nothing interesting happened on Luigi Raceway. Didn't need any commentary. To be fair, an exciting track is better without commentary than a boring track, isn't it? So, could have been worse. So, on Koopa Beach, you would have seen Obiyo at the end of lap 1 go for the finish line glitch. Is he going to make it into the tunnel? No, just misses it to the left. Misses the backup too. Decides it's not worth continuing that, and just goes off to the right. Probably a smart choice. You can get stuck trying that back up for ages, but you can see on Climatee's screen going for the finish line glitch. Didn't actually make it. Obiyo fails it as well. You can see on Obiyo's screen he was in 8th place just for a little bit. There's a really badly mapped polygon right to the right of the finish line. It's there on quite a lot of tracks, but this is the easiest one to get an item while you're on that polygon. And just think you're in 8th place, thinks you're an entire lap behind where you actually are. So Obiyo with a 135, just that really bad lap 2 from missing the tunnel. Happens to the best of us. So moving on to KD, where RNG can certainly play a factor. Climatee could easily catch up on this track if Obiyo is stuck looking for specific items. So he's going to turn around, drop back into 8th, and hopefully get... Well, he's got red shells, and gets rid of them. Obviously, not practiced enough on the red shell skip on this track. Obiyo's Canadian? I actually didn't know that. Yeah, there are a lot of Canadians. So Climatee getting the best RNG you can get, red shells plus star. He's going to go in here, he's going to fire off these red shells and hopefully get hit by one over the fence. And on lap 2, he's going to head into the tunnel, and there's an Easter egg that the developers put in where if you go through the tunnel with a star active, the finish line essentially extends into that tunnel. They intended you to go in the other way and count the lap, but we abuse it by going in backwards and turning around. And what he's doing now, he's turning back. Normally when you have a star, if he had gone back over where the finish line is, it would have gone back a lap. But they didn't want you to finish the race in the tunnel, so they disable this Easter egg on lap 3, so he was able to just go right back. And as you can see, that good RNG caught him right back up, only a couple seconds in it. Yeah, Climatee with a really solid KD. Obiyo going for setup further down, both struggling. Classic Toes Turnpike. Obiyo nails it when he finally gets in the... Climatee spinning out. That might have worked for Climatee. He was a bit to the left, out of bounds there, but still could have worked. I wonder if he'll play it safe and set it up again, or if he'll just jump out. Looks like the lap 2 and 3 warp worked just fine for Obiyo as expected. Gets hit by the car, no avoiding that. And the shortcut didn't work for Climatee, so he's going to have to try this again. Tried to just go out immediately. You can actually make that work, but that just wasn't quite fast enough. The AB spin version of this trick is usually easier to learn, which is why I think Obiyo probably went for the AB spin version. But once you learn the other version where you just drive forward and do a drift, I find the AB spin version, when you're out of practice on it, is way harder. Climatee really struggling, you have to wonder, and yeah, he's going to drive around non-shortcut now, looks like. Not going to risk the rank out. He's only on lap 2, so he's got more than enough time to catch up to the CPUs and not rank out, so I'm not too worried about him. Obiyo, though, gets his lead back. It is a big gap, yeah, but he's in 8th, so he's going to get, he just got a bolt, and then, if he should be fishing for items here, trying to get stars, gold shrooms, things like that to catch up. Misses them there, it looks like. So Obiyo on the easiest shortcut in the game. Looks like Climatee is actually going to try for the shortcut again. And he gets it this time, so no risk of the rank out there. Probably a smart idea, honestly. If he missed it, he probably could have gone non-shortcut and hopefully got a star, but it would have been tight. But obviously confident in the shortcut. Obiyo with just over 30 seconds, solid time for Frapp Snowland. And he moves on to Chaco, which is one of the more high variance tracks if you're going for shortcuts. There are a few people who just don't do shortcuts on this track. Looks like Obiyo isn't going for the hill jump, he's going for the gray wall jump, makes it, so going for the safer shortcut. It is of course slower, but much easier. And if he can get three gray wall jumps clean, all 3 laps, he'll be in really good shape. Tries it once, doesn't get it, goes non-shortcut. Probably smart. It's interesting to see in races, because in PB attempts, I think most people would just retry over and over, because if you get it the 2nd or 3rd try, it's still faster than driving around. But in a race, especially with a lead, if he is listening, safe route is often the correct route. So. Climatee, clean hill jump. Tumbles on the hills though. Happens weirdly often when you're doing skips. For some reason you're just kind of not prepared for those hills. Your angle's a bit weird. You can kind of drift off into that hill and tumble. So Obiyo missing the items. Looks like he's not too interested in fishing for items, which is not surprising. The red shell skip on this track is not easy. I wonder if he gets a speed item, if he'll go for the wall jump though. Climatee struggling a little bit on lap 3 here. I'm going to go further down the wall. It is a bit easier to get up way down at the end here. He's going to come across, and Obiyo essentially with a full minute lead now. This would be quite the upset. This is, of course, Climatee being the number 3 seed, Obiyo the number 10 seed. Obiyo's best run in this tournament so far was a 33-30. Looking to be on pace for something much better than that. Oh, hits himself with the green shell, though. That is the risk of throwing the green shells in certain areas of this track. For anyone who doesn't know, the CPUs cannot throw shells in this game, so if you get hit by a shell, it's your own shell. Climatee gets a blue shell, goes for the shell skip, obviously thinking he needs to save some time on Obiyo. He's probably right. Obiyo is on one of the worst tracks in all of the skips runs. That is Wario Stadium. Absolutely terrible. Taking his time to set it up, makes it over clean on lap 1. 11-second lap 1, very nice, especially for a race. Got a pretty sharp angle on Climatee getting hit by the blue shell that he used on lap 1 for the shell skip. Came all the way around and hit him again. Obiyo with a 37 Wario Stadium. Very, very solid for a race. Very good. That's a big one to get out of the way clean as well for a race. Definitely one of the tracks where Climatee needs to make up some time. It's one of the biggest time swing tracks there is, and you see Climatee actually struggling a bit on Wario Stadium. Obiyo, meanwhile, on Sherbetland. No shortcuts on this track, just some nice driving along the ice. Being Canadian, he should be used to that. Climatee, really great lap 3 there, 34.80, so did gain a couple seconds, but you know, I think with Obiyo's time there, Climatee will just be happy not to lose time. 34 is still a very, very nice time. So on the non-shortcut tracks, there isn't a whole lot of opportunity for a time swing. The big thing on this track being if someone falls in the water, that loses about 8 seconds because the animation. Oh, and I cursed him. I'm sorry, Obiyo. But as you can see, you get stuck in an ice cube, and it just takes way longer to get reset. than other tracks. So yeah, he lost about 8 seconds on that one. Probably a little more on that because he got put down at a weird spot, so he wasn't really pointed in the right direction for where he wanted to go. So the next one, Royal Raceway, has a couple really cool skips. We'll see how Obiyo handles these skips. I don't know if he goes for the second one. And the first one, I don't know. I'm not totally aware of his skill level, whether he sets up the first one or just jumps straight into it. Climatee having some trouble with the penguins. Getting bullied. Alright, looks like he sort of does something in between. Hits the brakes a little bit on the hill, and then speeds up and just jumps straight at the shortcut. It's probably a good strat. doesn't go for the second shortcut. I didn't expect him to. I think Climatee will, but it saves a very small amount of time, maybe about a second if you do it all 3 laps. Obiyo using his shroom not in the normal spot, but you know, still cuts a bit of the track, so saves some time. Gets a good bounce on the shortcut there. You can see Climatee going full speed straight onto the bank. The game thinks you fell off the ramp when you hit that specific polygon. And same thing here, when you go off to the left, the game thinks you fell off the road over here. So it picks you up, puts you right back over here. Oh, Obiyo hits the fake. I didn't notice if that was his or if that was a sneaky CPU. Another good bounce on the bank. Climatee very clean. You'd expect him to be clean on this track. This is one of those tracks where the more experienced you are, it just becomes so less likely for you to make a mistake on this track. It does happen though. We've seen some very skilled players make mistakes on this track already. And I'm just cursing everybody today. Maybe it was good that I was muted on Luigi Raceway. Would have gone even worse. A very easy mistake to make, just timing your hops a little wrong, not getting the hop over to the bank. That unfortunately loses about 10 seconds. That's it's quite a bad time loss. Yeah, you can see he lost 12 seconds on that lap actually, because of had a little trouble on the left-hander before that as well. So Bowser's Castle. Obiyo is making his way through. The thwomps are on cycles, so if you know your pace, you should know where the thwomps are going to be. But the CPUs love to put items in the worst places possible. And so, oh, when he hits a thwomp. So now that he's hit one, the cycles are going to be off what he's used to, because he's going to be getting there at different times. So he's going to have to adjust on the fly. Also, when the CPUs get closer to you, they start throwing a lot more items. So looks like he got pretty lucky. The CPUs were already pretty far behind. But normally when you hit a thwomp, the CPUs catch up and they just place bananas everywhere. Ooh, Obiyo just missing the thwomps there. You can see, I think he wasn't quite sure where they were going to be when he entered that room because of the hit earlier. Ooh, Climatee hitting one of those bananas. Like I said, CPU's just putting items in horrible places. A lot of the times they'll just put it in a spot you cannot avoid. You're just going to hit it. Obiyo resets. Haven't mentioned it yet, but that just skips the trophy ceremony and the whole cutscene after the cup. And he's on to the special cup, the final cup of the race. Climatee struggling with the thwomps a little bit as well. Again, hitting that banana just throws off the cycles ever so much. Can really mess with your timing. Obiyo going into the water. The finish line extends sort of into the out of bounds area there. The faster way of doing it is see that a little bit unusual that happens when you land sort of further into the out of bounds than normal. But yeah, the fastest way to do it is to clip the finish line and then actually fall back inbounds like Obiyo just did there. These guys are very helpful. Every time I mention something, they do it. But that is faster than falling out of the water. But if you just set it up really quick and fall into the water, normally you're going to be okay. There is sort of a law of diminishing returns. The longer you take to set it up to get the fast shortcut, the less time you save with the fast shortcut. Obiyo gets it, so 3 out of 4 basically. Climatee into the water. Obiyo finishing with a 105. It is a bit slower than what you want, but you know, for a race, especially considering the lead he has, still very solid. Climatee doing some good setups here. Ooh, hits that little bit of weird geometry at the top of the hill and tumbles. Makes it over with a 49 though, so saves about 15 seconds. Obiyo at the start going to go on the far right path. This shortcut only works if you go on the far right path. He's going to slow down right at the edge of the road. Going to take his time to actually set it up too. Gets triple shrooms. And so the finish line extends into the canyon. You hit the wall, cross the finish line, and you get placed backwards over here for some reason. Don't ask me why. But Obiyo smartly holding on to his shrooms here. He's going to do the faster shortcut. And then Climatee gets triple shrooms on his own. Just going for triple shrooms, which is faster than the right side shortcut by quite a bit. Obiyo going over, looks like he got it. So Climatee actually just saved a bunch of time. He was essentially 1 lap on Yoshi Valley behind. Yeah, saved another 12 seconds. So he is catching. This race is absolutely close enough that that Rainbow Road is going to be extremely important. So is a clean Banshee boardwalk. You don't want to fall off Banshee on a close race. But Climatee, I would say, is pretty consistent at Rainbow Road from what we've seen so far in this tournament. So Obiyo's going to have to execute really well if he's going to win this race at this point. But he does have the advantage of being in the lead going into Rainbow Road. So you can sort of see by where their timers are at right now, the difference is about 15 seconds, yeah. You would expect Climatee to close up a little bit on the non-shortcut tracks, but there isn't a huge amount of time save on these. The big time save would be if one of them falls into the water. Obiyo, though, getting some shrooms, which is really nice for him. Gets those green shells. I don't know if I just notice it more, but it seems you get lots of green shells on Banshee. It's like the game's sort of teasing you that you're not going to get any on Rainbow Road. So 1:44.82, solid race time. It is looking like Climatee is going to save about 4 seconds, actually. This start jump, hugely important for Obiyo. That looks perfect. So first hurdle done with. We'll see what happens with Climatee. That also looks perfect, landing pretty much on the exact same spot on the road. So both players now going to be looking for green shells in all of their item boxes. Both get a shroom at the same time. Obiyo smartly just using it right away, wants these items coming up. There is a faster spot to use the shroom, which is this uphill here, but you'd have to forego getting another item to use the shroom there. Obiyo gets his first shell. Climatee gets another shroom. Obiyo doing the smart thing, holding the shell out to get another one, and he's got 2 shells. Super important, he's got 2 shots at this first shell skip, because if the CPUs catch up and pass you, you can't get green shells anymore. So you would have to drive around another lap. Obiyo spins out into the shell and still makes it. So that's really good for him. Climatee gets his first green shell. Obiyo now doesn't have to worry about the CPUs catching up, just needs to execute this. Oh, DK took his shell! And Climatee has his second shell. Obiyo now desperately needs to get a shell quickly. Gets one, needs to execute the shortcut. This is gonna be so close if he just needs to get this. He nails it! Climatee, let's see if he gets his. He gets his. This is such a close race. Obiyo should get it though. They're synced up nicely. So yeah, Obiyo is gonna come home and take it for the upset. Such a close finish. Takes it with a 30.07. And Climatee comes across with a 30.13. 6 seconds in it at the end. Amazing race by both players. We'll see if we can get them in for an interview here. That was a crazy race. I'm gonna message them real quick, see if they want to come in. So yeah, we had Obiyo take the early lead, huge lead. Climatee started catching up, and then Obiyo pulled out another big lead. And then Climatee pulling out all the stops, getting those triple shrooms, both executing Rainbow Road really well. Just such a close race at the end, so crazy. And big upset for Obiyo as well. Climatee was definitely the favorite for this one. See if we can get Obiyo in here. Get Climatee in as well. Yo, Obiyo.
Yo.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Holy shit.
That was a crazy race.
Yeah, I was watching the restream and it just kept being closer and closer, and I thought I lost it whenever Bowser hit my second green shell.
Yeah.
But then I got lucky and just in time got another one. That was pretty lucky.
Climatee, when you were looking for the items, Climatee was falling across the finish line and already had his second shell, so you needed that shell quickly.
Yeah, I knew I had barely any time to spare, so I was pretty bummed whenever I lost my second one. But like, luckily enough, I still pulled it off somehow with a PB.
Yeah, and then as Kyle just said, you were in the middle of a spin out hitting that first green as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy.
I was trying to. I thought I was gonna miss it, so like I adjust like really quickly, and then when you go really quickly, you spin out.
Yeah. So was that a PB for you as well?
Yeah, I had the 30:55, so it's like a
Nice.
47-second PB.
Yeah, that's a nice PB.
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit of a redemption from last round. I don't know if you watched. Like I lost the race in Rainbow Road and the PB as well.
Oh yeah.
And going into this one, I was like, I was sure it's gonna happen again because I was feeling nervous, especially with how close it was. But
Yeah, Rainbow Road in a close race is just it's so much pressure.
yeah, but I pulled it off somehow, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, so you move to 2-1 now, so you're guaranteed at least into that play-in round for the top 8.
Yep, I mean my goal was to get to the quarters if I can. I didn't think I was gonna win today, so I thought I was gonna go the 1 and 2 round and route and like have to win the next two. But it's nice to have a buffer now, so I
Yeah.
can lose one and still be in.
Yeah, I mean that is the beauty of this tournament. How Climatee gets a 29.05 in the last race, and in this race gets a 30-13, and we can have an upset like this.
Yeah, that's why I think that the format is pretty nice. 'Cause it basically makes it so that upsets like this can happen.
Yeah. Well, I did message Climatee. It doesn't look like he's going to come in for the interview. Hasn't responded yet, but yeah. So that was a crazy race. Thank you so much. Well done. Do you have anything else to add?
No, man, I'm just looking forward to the next round.
Yeah, should be good. We haven't actually drawn the next round yet, so we don't know when who your next opponent is going to be yet. But if I can just pull up the SpeedGaming schedule, I'll let you guys know when the next race is. It's actually tonight in about an hour and 20 minutes. Super Viper versus Haddock. That's going to be over on SpeedGaming 6. That should be a very close race. Two very evenly matched guys. So definitely want to check that one out. But for now, thank you everyone for showing up. And we will hopefully see you in the next one.
See you.